Want to create content that connects with the right people? Wish you knew how to create content that people love and share? In today's video, I will share 3 critical steps to help you create content that people will love, talk about, and want to share. Check it out. All right. Do you want your content to connect with the right people? Do you wish your nose wasn't running a little bit while recording videos? Man, is it cold. I need to warm up my mouth. First, let's take some wisdom from my good friend Albert Einstein. If I had an hour to solve a problem and my life depended on it, I would use the first 55 minutes determining the proper questions to ask. He'd use the first 55 minutes to determine what questions to ask? Maybe there's something deeper we ought to drill into here. The first step is to get to know your audience, the people you want to reach, and to spend more time than you think getting to know them. Let me explain. First of all, don't guess who they are or what you think they're interested in, and don't assume they're just like me. They might be similar to you, but chances are pretty good they're uniquely different than you are. Instead, let's do some research. Let me show you how. I have found that the best way to understand your audience is to simply ask them a few questions. And my model is called the why, what method. It's very simple. You're gonna ask 2 why questions and 2 what questions. And with that data, you're gonna begin to understand your audience at a far deeper level than you could ever imagine. Let's start with the first why question. Here's an example. Why are you interested in becoming well-known? Why are you interested in becoming fill in the blank? Why are you interested in learning about fill in the blank? Whatever your niche is, ask that why are you interested question. You might be surprised at the responses that you get. The second question is, why has it been a struggle? Why has becoming well-known been a struggle for you? Or said another way, has becoming well-known been a struggle for you? If so, why? The first question gets at their motivations, and the second question gets at their problems or their struggles. And these are really 2 questions that are powerful when they're juxtaposed against each other. The first what question is, what are your biggest frustrations when it comes to fill in the blank? In my case, what are the biggest frustrations when it comes to becoming well-known? This question is all about digging deep and identifying the big challenge, the big rock that your audience is facing. It goes a little deeper than the other questions that we were asking before. But don't think you can skip it. It's very, very important to identify kind of the overarching themes that will emerge when you ask this question of lots of people. The last question is, what do you think you could achieve if you accomplished X? What do you think you could achieve if you were well-known? This forces people to think about a future possibility that they're not currently in. And it's another take on the first question, which is, why are you interested in becoming blank? So instead of just interest, it's more focused on achievement. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take all 4 of these questions, and together they're gonna sew together kind of a matrix of desires and challenges that are faced by your audience, and from that data will come ideas for future content. For example, I've been using this very model to create the videos for the series that I've been creating right here with you. One of the things that came out of my research was I'm shy, I'm too introverted. I don't have what it takes to become well-known because it seems like everybody who is well-known is outgoing and extroverted. This is my limiting factor. So I created an entire belief. No, I didn't create a belief. If only I could create a belief. So I created an entire video addressing that fallacy. Tim Schmoyer, Amy Porterfield, Pat Flynn. If they can do it, so can you. Let me tell you why. You're addressing their key frustrations and pain points and their aspirations, and you're creating for that. When you do that, they will begin to share it. They will begin to love you. Step 2 is to find topics that you can speak to. As you ask the why, what questions, you're gonna come up with a big list of things that you could potentially create content around. But it doesn't mean that every single thing that your audience tells you is what you need to talk about. Instead, the second step is to determine which topics that you know for a fact that you can create in-depth content around. The relevant topics that you know you can go deep on. In the research that I did in preparing for this video series, there was one thing that showed up over and over and over again, and it was time. People saying I don't have enough of it, I can't make time, there's only 24 hours in the day. So I created a video that zoomed in on specifically how to create a stopping list so that you can make room for whatever it is you want to achieve. It turned out that video was really, really well received. Now that you know what your audience's challenges are and struggles are and aspirations are, and you know what you can address in content, it's now time to actually drill in and create very precise content for that target audience that you know really, really well. Here's a couple quick tips. First of all, use the language of your audience, not your own language, when you're creating content for them. From the research that you gathered, you're gonna see certain phrases showing up over and over again. You want to use those exact phrases in your content. Why? Because it signals to the audience that this is for them. For example, in my research, one of the things that I saw over and over again was the use of the word steps and variations of it. What are the first steps that I need to take? What are the step-by-step instructions that I need? So I decided I was going to use steps in a lot of the videos that I created, and even metaphorically use steps in some of the videos that I was creating, because this was their language, the language of my core audience that I'm trying to connect with. I might not have used that language had I not discovered it inside of my research. When you create your content, start by posing the very questions that your audience wants answered. You'll notice at the very top of this video, I posed 2 questions. Want to create content that connects with the right people? Wish you knew how to create content that people love and share? These questions were some of the questions that came out of my research. This is very important because when you send a signal to an audience that you're going to answer these questions, and when those questions connect with their desires and interests, you're off to the races. They're going to pay attention because they want to get those questions answered. They'll stick through your entire content because they know that those are the very questions that they're asking themselves. After you pose the questions, tell them exactly what they will discover if they stick with you through the content. In today's video, I will share 3 critical steps to help you create content that people will love, talk about, and want to share. Ask the questions, and then tell them, here's what you will discover. And then wait for the Staples truck to go by. Wait for it. We all need supplies. This paper probably came off of that truck, just not today. We've got use their language, start by asking relevant questions, tell them exactly what they'll discover, and then deliver the goods. Unlock that expertise that's already inside your mind, show it off on video, in audio, or in written form. Now that you know where to start and the steps that you need to take, what are you waiting for? Let's get started. In my next video and the last video in this series, I will reveal a high-level plan that shows you exactly what you need to become well-known. Check it out. You're not going to want to miss it. Watch it right here.